Yo, what is good, boys? Welcome back to the Creed Talk. Today we're going to be starting on Proverbs. Just hit a crazy early lift this morning. Since the markets are closed, we have a bank holiday today, so just going to get straight into it. So, Proverbs 1:8, it says, "My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother." Okay? So, guys, y'all know how I am with my parents. I love them and everything, but a lot of times they just don't understand the things the way that I do. Especially in this online business space, parents are from a whole different generation. They're not going to believe a lot of times in any of this stuff. Who in their right mind would believe that I can click buttons buying and selling each and every single day and make more than a doctor? Who would believe that, right? No one, okay? And, when I told my dad, when he asked me, Bryson, where do you see yourself, by the time you're 60 or 70 years old if you don't go to college? Because I wasn't even thinking about doing that. He didn't even say without going to college. It was in that conversation, and I was like, I see myself making $100,000 a year from trading. And at that time, I was still like 2 months into trading, so I had no idea the true capabilities of trading and what it can provide to you. And he laughed. He laughed. And obviously, I have nothing against that. It just shows how different they think, how different this generation is. If you are different from everyone else in this generation, you can make something of yourself. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So I have a fine line between listening to my parents and obeying what they have to say versus having my own ideas, hearing them out, but still continuing to do what I do. Because if I listen to my dad when he laughed, almost over a year ago, when I said I'm going to be making $100K by the time I'm 6 years old from trading, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be this far. If I listened to them when they were saying that and, just telling me, Bryson, just got to get education and go to school and do this and do that, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't have such a strong relationship with God right now. I wouldn't probably even have found God if I didn't continue to trade. Right? I've always grown up in this Christian household, but I never knew Christ. There's a difference between religion and knowing Christ. I didn't know Christ. And God gave me training to bring me closer to Him. That's why I know this is it. Trading is the way. This is what I've been looking for. Because it led me to God. Nothing else that I've ever done in my life has led me to God. Not school, not grades, none of that. Trading brought me to God. And I respect my parents. Everyone should respect their parents. It says honor your parents, okay? We must honor and appreciate our parents because they provide for us. Okay? They have given us life. But there is a fine line between understanding what you want out of this life and obeying every single thing that they say. There's a fine line. Because yes, we should obey our parents. Because yes, they do have a lot of wisdom. They have been on this earth longer than us. Right? They provide us wisdom. There's so many things as a kid I didn't understand why they were doing that. But now I look back and I'm like, oh, I actually understand why they did that to me. Why they did that. Why they enforced that. And now I'm a better person because of that. But I'm at the point now in my life where I understand that I am old enough to understand what I want out of this life. I'm old enough to have a true relationship with Christ and understand that they are from a completely different generation. So the way that we think is different. What they think is possible, it wasn't possible 30 years ago, 40 years ago, but now it is. So try to understand your parents and where they're coming from. But other than that, you always got to appreciate your parents and respect them and honor them. So appreciate y'all, boys. If you want to look into the Discord, that'll be left down in the description. But other than that, I will see y'all boys tomorrow. Peace out.